Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 17th of August 2021. So I was up at my brother's at the weekend and went to the pub on Saturday night for a couple of beers before having a nice meal, nice Indian, at a nice Indian restaurant in actual fact. And while we're at the pub, we started talking about all this kind of thing that I talk about on these videos, though he is, I think, pretty much with the mainstream point of view. And when we were talking, the whole kind of question of sort of censorship came up, and I was saying about on these videos how I've got to sort of say certain things in a very careful way, and I can't mention certain words, and I've got to substitute certain words and all that kind of thing. And he just seemed genuinely surprised, and he just said, well, yeah, whatever happened to freedom of speech? And I just thought, yeah, exactly, mate. Whatever happened to it? And that's the whole reason, or one of the reasons, why I'm doing these videos. I'm sort of speaking out and fighting this nonsense. But he just didn't even seem to know that it was going on. And I was talking to Lorraine today. I'm away from home and from her at the moment, but had a little kind of video call. And she was saying how everyone she speaks to, when she sort of talks about how I've had sort of trouble on this platform before and etc., they all seem really, really surprised to hear about it as well. And it just seems like all these kind of mainstream people have just got no idea that this sort of censorship stuff is even going on, and they don't know it's a problem because they don't even know it's going on, which is strange really, because it just seems so obvious to us. But I guess it's because, you know, we're immersed in that world really. And I think what we need to do is just talk to people and explain to people that there is this issue of censorship, and why is it an issue? It really well shouldn't be, because after all, you know, what about freedom of speech? And we need to educate people that this is what is going on, and if this is going on, what else is going on? Because censorship, as we know, always goes hand in hand with other evil things as well. It's part of the reason why they have to have the thing in the first place. So yeah, I thought that was interesting really. And the other observation I'd sort of make was, while I was at my brother's, I stayed at his house for a couple of nights, and he has sort of mainstream radio on, sort of various music stations on the radio there, and of course you've got the adverts. And yeah, I've got to, probably for the first time actually, I've never really heard one because I just don't do mainstream media, but I heard basically an advert for that, and it's obviously aimed at younger people, and you may well have seen this advert yourself already. But basically it's a young sounding guy, and he's really ramping up the old FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh yeah, you know, don't miss out on the fun times and the summer and all the fun that you can be having. All you need to do is just get yourself down to the centre and get it done, and then you can sort of party to your heart's content, was really the sort of gist of the message. And people will be listening to that with no idea that the whole FOMO thing, fear of missing out, is a psychological trick designed by manipulative people to get you to do what they want you to do. It's a very, very well known psychological trick, but again, only if you kind of are party to the information we come across. So I think that probably explains why, or partly why, we look at things so differently to how everybody else does. They're subject to kind of adverts like that, whereas we're not, and B, they don't come across information that we come across. And yeah, you could argue that, you know, maybe it's the stuff that we see that is wrong and then the stuff that they see is right. You know, who's to say that it's not us who are in the wrong and them who are in the right? That's an argument that could be made, but I really can't see it. I really can't see it because, well, for starters, that information all comes from the government, which is essentially a single source, even though it might be coming from different directions: radio, TV, newspapers, internet adverts, etc. But it's all basically the same source, whereas we look at sort of dozens, probably even sort of hundreds of kind of different sources. And I think only by looking at different sources, both mainstream and alternative, can you really get a true picture. So I don't really buy that argument that it could be us who are in the wrong. Anyway, just a few words there. I'm just sitting here in a pay and display thing car park in Stratford upon Avon, so I'm going to have a little look around Shakespeare Town, see what it's all about. Last time I was here was in 1978, would you believe? So I'm sure it's changed a little bit since then, but I will go and see what it's all about, maybe take a little bit of footage around for you to enjoy later on. So talk to you later. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.